And he'd say, Mary, I know you're having
tomorrow
trouble.
night, something like that.
But all good cowboys are tested.
Towards the evening.
You got.
But we won't be able to see it.
You got to. The cowboy
It's too
way is not
clouds.
to lay here and worry, fret about it. It's to fight and get out of here. And he said, I'm going to help you. He would bring these gun belts with him, kids' gun belts with him in boxes, and he would have a gun belt up on the mirror. And of course, people thought, well, that's cool. The poor little kid, he got in his head, he got out, and the boy's giving him a gun belt. What is that? But then Dad would say, when you get out of this Ireland, if you fight hard, pray hard, you'll get out. And what I want you to do is I want you to wear this gun belt, and I want you to, play cowboy like all the rest of the boys and girls do in the country. And then someday I want you to come to Hollywood and see me. And that's what I'm telling you. We've had a lot of, over the last, I've had a band for 40 years. And I have seen so many people that have come that were in Ireland in the 40s. That Dad came to the hospital, put up that gun belt, and they got out. Or some didn't, but most of them got out, and they still have a gun belt. So, in his somewhat little childish way, and I think that's why kids love him so much. He was as big a kid at heart that they were. If he gave just a little encouragement on the level that they would understand, and if we tell you to do it, especially before you did it, and it worked really well. Many of the kids come to the show. This last couple of years, I've had 3 in the last couple of years. I try to keep track. They still have a gun belt, and it is their most prized possession. They say if it wasn't for this gun belt, and it's most of the time it's in shatters. I mean, it's just tattered. The leather's worn off, all the spots have come off and stuff. And say I wore it everywhere. I wore it to bed. My mom used to get so mad at me because I didn't want to wear it in the bathroom, and they'd stop me from doing it. But it was their most prized possession, and it still is today. Mom knew that they didn't want to have another child. They didn't want, because at that time they didn't know what caused death. They thought it might be an Rh blood factor problem, negative and one positive in their blood type, but they weren't sure. So when they lost Robin just before her 2nd birthday, it had to be different. I mean, I know it was very difficult because I saw it. They got back up on their feet, and they good Lord granted them grace, and they were able to get back up and go. But there still was a boy. And they just decided, well, if we can't have any more of our own children because we don't know if we'll have another Down syndrome child or not, then we'll adopt.
And you're listening to the son of Roy and Dale Evans, Dusty Rogers, that's Roy Rogers Jr., telling the story of his parents, and particularly after the loss of his sister Robin at the age of 2. He was 5 at the time. And he remembers looking outside his home and seeing his parents often just hugging and crying. And what a thing to watch as a 5-year-old, watching your own parents cope with grief, and then having to come right back in the house and raise those kids and hit the line as professionals, as actors, as superstars, and just sort of put that grief behind and move on. And the stories of him visiting these kids with iron lung machines and parking by their sides, making eye contact, and saying all good cowboys are tested, finding words of encouragement for these kids, this big international superstar, having this heart for kids, and questioning God. As Dusty said, my parents questioned the grace of God. The grace of God also got them through the ordeal. And when we come back, more of Roy Rogers' story and his bride Dan, that's told by their son Dusty Rogers, here in Our American Stories.
Do you have 3 ex-wives in your current life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Provider 800-444-2013. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-444-2013. That's 800-444-2013. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone tells you to find something really silly,
He's mashing.
that silly little thing, my advice is to find
Yeah.
Ow.
your timeshare.
Just noticed it.
Absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options and selections.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-611-3113. That's 800-611-3113. Now, the most up-to-date weather forecast here on KOVU. We still have that stationary cloud and low pressure system nearby. Showers and thunderstorms. Pretty good possibility for the overnight hours will be in the low 60s. And then for Labor Day, more showers and few afternoon thunderstorms. Mid-60s on the afternoon high. Rain will taper off Monday night. We're back to some sunshine on Tuesday with mid-70s.
No, she goes on Monday. Why?
You tell it?
Because Oceanathon open on Monday.
Why? That's a Mustang.
Hmm?
Said that's a Mustang. True.
Not pretty.
Like the 2010s. When you first switch it, started going back to the old design.
Wouldn't be here if it
Huh?
wasn't for safety.
So I kinda like
I can't imagine a better place to be.
2010s when they started going back to the old designs.
But I feel like my faith in humanity has been restored. The second we arrived here, we had food, housing, transportation, treatment, you name it, it was taken care of by St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. There was not a single other care in the world except for Imani, because St. Jude made that happen. The best way I can really describe it is, this is heaven on earth. To the people who do
That's a nice question, this part.
you know, I just want them
What'd
to
you
know
do?
that I don't think anyone in this world or anything in this world has given me a greater gift.
Want a quarter?
Two desperate parents.